Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and make the video for this week. So let me share my screen. So I'm sure you can see my Schoology right now. Okay, good. Okay, so you're going to go. What I went ahead and did, I only made available for your viewing what's necessary for you to see. So when you go into semester 2, you will only see certain weeks, the necessary weeks for what needs to be done. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way down to week 11. And you will have 2 daily discussion questions. Once you answer those questions, then you can go ahead and start creating your rocket. You should have already done your research and your quizzes and your worksheets. If you have not, I'm going to review that as well. And I hope that everyone has had a great spring break, restful spring break, and that you're ready to go. So to answer these questions, you're going to use the Rockets background quiz as a resource. So when you go to WhiteBox, you remember that you can go to WhiteBox from here, from the home page, from my Bitmoji Classroom. This logo right here that I'm circling around, that is the WhiteBox logo. And also just a reminder, all of these links right here on the doors, they are live links. So if you click them, it will take you directly into where you need to be. So you will click log in with Clever. After you log in with Clever, you'll get a screen that looks like this. And you're going to choose Rockets. Once inside, you will make sure that you've done your research section, which will be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quizzes and the 1 worksheet. So it's 5 different quizzes that need to be completed, because remember, these are your daily grades. So please make sure that you're not guessing, that you're actually doing them and looking for the answers, and not just guessing, because these grades will go in Home Access Center. Okay, and it helps determine your average. So after you do those 5 quizzes and that 1 worksheet, then you'll go over to the engineering section. So remember, the eyeballs represent everything that you can see. So if I click the eyeball, I can see what I'm working with. Okay. If I click the wrench, let me just show you. Let me close this out. So if I click the wrench, that shows where I can make changes. Okay. So, and it's basically WhiteBox is the same throughout. The only difference is you're dealing with the different components. So we did the dragsters, we did the structures. Now we're doing the rockets. So with rockets, you'll do the same thing. You'll go to outputs, design specifications, because remember, it does have to be in spec. And just to back up a little bit, this is how you receive your grade. So it's posted in week 10 and in week 11. So remember, this is the major grade. So the way you receive your grade is if your flight time is 20 seconds and above, you get a 100. Anywhere between 16 and 19 seconds to 85. 10 seconds to 15 seconds of 70. Anything below 10 seconds, or if your rocket is not in spec, you'll get a 0. So please make sure you get your rocket in spec. So the way you get your rocket in spec is by making sure that everything in your output screen under design specifications has turned to black. So I'm going to show you how to change it. So notice at the bottom right here, it says the 2 things that are red are the parachute deploy status and the nose length. For the deploy status, there are 2 different ways that you can put that into spec and change it to black. So the first way is changing the volume of the nose cone tube. And the second thing is increasing the nose mass. So it tells you exactly how to do that. You open the nose work area and increase the clay mass. Okay. So we're going to go back to engineering. And we already have the nose open. So here, if you read, it said the mass of the nose ball is less than 20 grams. Okay, so it could be 20 grams or less. So let's just try let's see what happens if we put 15. Remember, anytime you make a change, you have to click apply. Okay, let's try 20 and see if 20 will work. And so we'll click apply. Okay, so notice that now it's your parachute will deploy. The next thing is the nose length. The maximum that the nose length can be is 228, and we have it designed at 253.69 millimeters. So let's go ahead and change our nose length, and where you change your nose length is here. So let's just change this to about, let's go with 180. Remember, anytime you make a change, click apply. Okay, so now everything is in spec. Now, just because it's in spec does not necessarily mean that you'll get the grade that you want. The way you get the grade that you want is by playing around with the shape of the fin. So I'll go ahead and close these out. And also, which really doesn't matter, you can change the color if you want to. Not a big deal. So let's play around with the fins. Now, notice that this red box says launcher off limits, because the way it works is there's actually a little launcher. Your bottle will go upside down on the launcher. So it's just like the dragster and the structure when you create the bridge and the CO2 car. You can move these points around, okay? So if you want to do 4 points, it gives you 4 points. If you change to 5 points, it actually gives you 5 points. So you can change these slide around. You can change the shape of the fin to however you see fit. Just make sure you do not go inside this red box because it is off limits. That is the space that needs to be there for the launcher. Okay, so we made some changes. You can choose to use any material you want for your fins. Balsa wood is a little lighter weight. The 40-point cardstock is like regular cardstock. 70-point is a little bit thicker, and foam board is thicker than that. So whichever you choose, that's your choice. But I'm going to use 70-point cardstock, and I'll change my fins to orange. I made a change, so I'll click apply. So let's make sure that we're still in spec. We are still in spec. So, and I'm not gonna just, draw this video out. You could play around with the shape of your fins and how many points you want, but I'll go ahead and file, save. I'll name it lift off. You can name it whatever you want as long as it's school appropriate. And so since we're going to go ahead and go into the competition, I'll save and enter competition. If you want to save it and then still make more changes, just select save a working copy. So once you're in the competition, it automatically goes to staged. So I'll do lift off along with, let's see, I'll go against one of my other students. So remember, the main idea is you want your rocket to be in spec. At least you can get a 70 if your rocket is in spec. If the rocket is not in spec, then it's an automatic 0. So make sure the rocket is in spec, because you are receiving your grade on the flight time. And notice that the other rocket, the parachute, did not deploy. All right, so it shows the results. So the reason that this student will not receive a grade is because their rocket is out of spec. Notice that the rocket that I just created is in spec. This is what you look at, the seconds right here where it says total flight time. So my seconds were 11.36. If I refer back to my chart of how I'm graded, I will receive a 70 as my major grade, okay? Now, that's how you receive your major grade. But most importantly, please do not forget to, once you're inside of Rockets, to complete the research, because this is how you receive your daily grades. So that's where some of you all are lacking. You will do the competition or the actual design, but you're forgetting about your daily grades. Please make sure that you do your research section as well as designing your rocket, because once you design it, I can see on my end. And also remember, once you complete the quizzes, that there's a blue rectangle at the bottom left corner that you have to select turn in order for me to receive your grades. All right, so that's all you're doing this week. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message through Schoology. You can send me an email, whatever your preference is, but just make sure you do your work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start presenting. You all have a great week. And of course, I'm looking forward to getting any questions. And also remember, I meet up live at 9 a.m. every morning.